Hey everyone, this is Akash from the research team at Pure. I'm at Token 2049 Singapore and I'm speaking with.
Hey, I'm Varun from Gelato. I look into the business development side of things over here.
And Gelato, even though the name is very food related, is a RAS, is a roll up as a service. What does that mean?
Rollups as a service essentially means that you can deploy your chain in one click. So we deploy, maintain, upgrade the chain for you. You get a fully production-ready chain with bridges, block explorers, indexers, oracles, everything ready in a span of maybe 2 weeks, which otherwise would take you maybe 3 to 4 months.
And the main use case for a chain is decentralization through decentralized validation. How do you account for that?
Yeah, so the rollups are evolving to achieve the certain degree of decentralization that the industry expects. Recently, for fraud proofs have gone live with Arbitrum Orbit Stack. Fraud proofs are live with the OP stack, and we support these frameworks. And as these stacks evolve, we will upgrade all the chains that Gelato supports, like GameSwift, like SX Bets, or like Playblock. With these, as these frameworks evolve, also our chains will also retain the same kind of security guarantees. And yeah, so essentially you want to maintain the decentralization criteria, but you also want scalability. So that's why the roll-up space is so exciting, and that's why it's a part of the Ethereum roadmap to kind of achieve a certain degree of mass adoption.
So you're solving for scalability and also allowing people a certain degree of programmability, but the utility comes from the application that wants to build on top of Gelato or another rollups as a service. What kind of applications typically come to you?
So essentially, in addition to that, I would also say we abstract away all the infrastructure headache. So now as an engineer, I don't have to worry about any infrastructure criteria like how to configure a block time. I don't have to worry about what is the block gas limit that I need to include in my chain. I don't need to worry about third-party integrations like safe multi-sigs, which oracle is best for me. So we abstract away all of that. Now as a developer, I only need to worry about my user and how he interacts with my protocol and the economics, the community and the governance and so on. What products are very interesting for this use case is anything which has a high transaction volume, which has a large number of users, and they want to capture a lot of that value because they own the entire journey, right? The whole block space, right? So games, for pub dexes, it makes an absolute sense if you're doing your own chain. Now we're also looking at exchanges which want to launch their own ecosystem chains like Coinbase. Then we are looking a lot in the AI space because AI agents need to want to have their own identity on chain. They want to have their own wallets. AI agents want to pay with each other. Then a lot of deep-in use cases because there are a lot of deep-in nodes and they want to be attested on chain and they want to be rewarded, right? So all these are very live, it happens in real time, and they cannot risk being on a public network like a Base, Arbitrum or Optimism. Because if someone does an NFT drop, someone does a campaign, then your project is affected because it's on the same chain. And essentially, you want to have your own chain. You want to have control over all these variables.
So the variables that you do not have control over, like for example, the transaction fees which spike up during times of high network activity, all of that is abstracted away or is gone away in the Gelato rollups as a service. What about a fee that a user pays for a chain that they use here?
So one cool thing about that is given like a PubDex and a gaming chain, most of these use cases really need a gasless experience. So at Gelato, we've been building something called the Gelato Relay. And the Gelato Relay has been in production for many years, used by some popular DeFi projects. So we actually natively integrate the relay on the chain, and we can kind of enable a lot of gasless use cases for the chain and the projects which are building on the chain. Or if it's an app chain, you can just make it a completely gasless chain. I think we're doing something called Playblock by Playnance is a completely gasless L3 which we're building. It's one of the largest L3s out there.
And what is your big focus area for the rest of the year?
The big focus area for the rest of the year is we want to capture the market share, and we've already done a good job last quarter. And also we want to focus on high quality projects. Maybe other competitors have more number of chains, but we feel that we have higher quality projects. We are super hands-on. We are super invested in the success of the chains that we work with. So we want to kind of focus our area on these long-term collaborations per se.
Nice speaking with you. Giving me a good rundown of Gelato. It seems as tasty as it looks.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to give this kind of rundown and have this conversation with you. Lovely.